What do you consider is the toughest, like the hardest part about being a mayor? Everybody thinks it's just so easy breezy, but what is the toughest part about being a mayor of a village?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, even though we have what we call a managerial form of government, where you have a village manager who actually does the day-to-day duties, uh, everything still falls on you because everything is under your name. You sign off on everything. Um, I think it's not difficult. I think the difficult part is actually building relationships with other elected officials, other agencies, as you try to grow your municipality and grow the region. One of my tagline is service before self. So you have to be involved in actually providing services to your residents and your citizens, and not look out for yourself, where it's all about you. It has to be all about your town. It's difficult sometimes because you have to deal with citizens. We have a town of 14,000, excuse me, 100. And so you get a lot of calls asking for this and asking for that. And it's not difficult when you have a good team. You have a good team with trustees, the village manager, then you're able to get things through. Now, my first term, I did not have either. I had to really make it through on my relationships with other elected officials who push things through my board. And what I tried to do, even though I didn't have support of the board or support of the village managers at the time, I was able to get things done because the things I was advocating for were things that the citizens needed and that we needed funding for. And I was lucky enough to have great relationships with elected officials and organizations in the Southland, which I had been involved with way before I became elected official. It helped me get dollars allocated for different programs, summer programs, and so that's helped a lot. So to answer your question around the way is that the most difficult part is building relationships, holding on to those relationships, and be able to let people know that you're doing a job for them, and it's not about you, but about the community as a whole. So I guess to answer your question, that can be the most difficult part of being a mayor or president or the leader of a municipality.
Okay, let me ask you this. I know all mayors are not created equal. There are some that's just like the turnaround of Hazelcrest has really been something that I think has just been fantastic. And I mean, I've known you as a person for a while. You genuinely care about people. Where did that come from?
I have to credit that to my parents and my community I grew up in at that time. I grew up with 6 other brothers out in Allgale on the far south side of Chicago. When I look back on that community, it was called a quote project. We had all of the amenities that any neighborhood would have. We had a grocery store that was ran by one of the first Black grocers in the city of Chicago, Mr. L. Bill. And then we had a barbershop. We had one of the first few pharmacists that Mr. Cartwright and his sons that ran the drugstore and pharmacy. We had Mr. O.C.'s pool hall. We had the little club called the Funky London Club that the older adults used to go to. So we actually had a community, and we had lawn contests, we had parades in the summertime, and my parents were very in tune to the citizens in our community. My mom was very involved with the block club. My dad was involved with the community. Matter of fact, my dad, after he used to work at a restaurant downtown called DeMars on Rush Street, he actually began to be a bartender out at one of the local spots out here in the far south side. So they knew kind of everyone, and they actually passed that down to my brothers. We all had great relationships with people that we knew. And also the school system at Carver Primary, Isaac Newton, and Carver High School was just a place where you could learn. Most of the teachers there were young teachers, not much in our high school, not much older than we were. And took away a lot from them, from community. Mr. Larry Hawkins, who was worked out of the special programs at the University of Chicago, was Carver High School's basketball coach. And he instilled in us dedication and determination and the stick-to-itness that I think was embedded to almost anyone who went to Carver who was involved in sports. I played football at Carver. And Mr. Glenn Johnson, who was our coach, he also was a protege of Mr. Larry Hawkins. So I think those values that are instilled in you as a youngster stayed with me. And then, like I said, I did 10 years in the military. You have certain things that are required of you I was in the Air Force, things that you have to do, that you have to process, and understood organizational structure, understood chain of command, and actually understood or learned to actually understand when you give an order, even if it comes from your commander, is your order, and that you have to own that. And so that teaches teamwork, and it teaches you to respect the organization and moving forward. And I try to use those things. They kind of embedded in me as I work with my board and trustees.
Okay, I'm gonna end this interview. I'm glad you took the time. You look tired. I've been noticing you doing a lot of stuff within the community after this COVID-19 epidemic. A lot of food giveaway, different things like that. So I see you've been very, very active. You've been working more than just Wednesdays now, which is good.
Yeah, I used to just work. Before I retired last year, I worked on Wednesdays was my full day. And the other day I was working out at Trinity Hospital as a physical therapist.
Yeah, you were the one day a week mayor, man. I used to make fun of you.
No, I wasn't 1 day a week. I was 1 day a week here. I was every day working. Still am.
I'm gonna end this with I know you gotta go, but it's 5 questions. I give one word and you can respond with one word. You can respond with what that word means to you. And that's how I always end out my interviews. So we'll start with money.
Money. Hard to get, hard to hold.
Friends.
Friends, I have pretty good friends.
Family.
Family, I have a large family. I have 9 kids and 15 grandkids.
Politics.
Politics can be ruthless, but if you keep your ethics above everything else and believe in service before self, you do great.
All right, last one, your future.
Future, well, I'm looking to do one more term. And then I think I'm going to just take it easy and stay involved in the Southland with some organizations. But I'm going to run one more time, and who knows after that what I'll do.
All right, I'll end it with that. Thank you for giving me the time. I know you're busy. I like people to think you're really, really special, but even to me, you're Doc. But I definitely appreciate you taking the time, man.
Not a problem, my pleasure. And hey, thanks for it, and thinking that I would be a good interview. I appreciate that. And keep doing what you're doing in the community with health and fitness, which I think are very, very important that we need to actually grasp and hold on to. One of the problems with COVID-19 and the virus among the African-American community is that a lot of us have pre-existing health conditions that we have not addressed over years. So this virus has been detrimental to many of us. Just giving kudos to one of my friends who passed away, Earl Davis, who used to do the radio station Butt Naked Truth. He succumbed to the virus over the Easter holiday. So it took a lot of people away that were just in the prime of their lives in their early 60s, late 50s. So what you provide, you and the wife provide with far as people being healthy, getting healthy and exercise, I think is critical. And that we must look at our health. Because without your health, nothing else matters.
I appreciate that. And I'll be back over to Village Hall to see you soon, man.
All right, now take care, Earl.
All right.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right.